So this is what we are going to build, or something that look like this. And also you'll be able to see other pages like users, products here. So what we are going to look at today is how we can be able to create this layout here using React Router DOM. So our application is this one here, and you can see it's just an empty application, as just I have said in a second data. I also added that we already had a setup for our front end, so I don't see the need of going back and set up again. So also I have a documentation here on how to set up everything here, and also have removed the boilerplate code so that we don't have to remove it together. But in the other part for the front end, I removed the boilerplate, so you can just check for that if you haven't gone through other videos. So let me now continue. So I have already have my admin dashboard here. The code you can see is still like here, and down here you can see is my admin dashboard is running. So what I'm going to do, or the first thing that I'm going to do here, is to make sure that I create or install React Router DOM, so that we can be able to install to be able to create the layout that we'll have for our admin dashboard. So I'm going to just add here npm install React router DOM, like that. And also I'm going to install React icons, because also we need that. So icons, like that, React icons. So I'm going to install these two packages. So the first package, React router DOM, here we are going to actually set up now the layout here, because let me show you the layout how it looks like. So for our layout here, you can see we have this part here that is the home page, and the home page we have the sidebar here. We have these three cards here that show the products, orders, and users. And also you can see on the right side here we have the total revenue, the total loss. We have this graph, and also we have this card that holds the latest transaction. After that, now also if I come to this page here, you'll notice that the menu is still there. It doesn't change, like you don't change from one page and then the menu disappears. The menu is still here. So I'm going to create the layout whereby this menu is still there even if you go to another page. So for the other part now, for example, if you want to log in, so let's try, for example, going to log in here. You'll be able to see that for the login here, you cannot be able to see the menu, because already also have created the layout that looks like that. So let's come here, and now for our code, let's see if it has already installed those two packages here, and you can see the packages have been installed. So I'm going to drag this down, because I think now we are not going to need to the terminal right now. So here I'm going to import several stuff. So I'm going to import from React Router DOM here, and I'm going to import create browser. So it will be create browser router. I'm going also to import outlet, and also I'm going to import router provider. So router provider right here. Also, the other thing that I want here is to be able to create a folder for the pages. So I'm going to have pages, and also inside this source folder also I'm going to create components. So components here. So for the components, the first thing that I'm going to add here is a menu, and that is our sidebar. I'm going to use RFC here to create the component here. So I'm going to remove the importation here. And also the other thing is, here we are going to create like a home page. So let's have the home page here. I'm going to use RFCE, And let's also remove the importation here, because we are not going to require that. And also for this one, for the also here for the pages, also we are going to create another page that is for users. And let me add the component. So, and the last page that I'm going to build for this case now, others we are going to create data on, is the product page. So, or the products page, where we are going to display all the products. So let's do that. Here we have RFCE, and let me remove this importation also. I'm going to save that, and also here I'm going to save other pages, so even this component here. And what I'm going to do now is to create the layout here, and also I want to remove this here, because I'm going to make sure that here I only have router provider, and for the router provider here we are going to have different props. But for now, let's first of all create the layout. So const and then layout. So let's have a layout here as a function, and this function here we will be able to actually to return. So let me first of all have the return here. I'm going to return a div. So let's have this brackets. So here I'm going to have a div. So have a div here like that. And for this one, inside here now we are going to specify how our layout will look like. So the first thing that I'm going to have here is a class name. So to make sure that I add how I want them to look like. So, and then inside here I'm going to have a div, and for this div here I'm going to have to call the menu component. So I'm going to have the menu component. I don't know if I can do the auto completion, so let's just import it manually, because as a save cannot be able to import it manually. So import menu from, and we are going to get the menu component from components, and then menu right there. And then after that I'm going to have another div here, and for this div now I'm going to have the outlet. So outlet like that. And this is because now what we want is that you can see here, first of all, we have a display flex. That means that we want our menu and other pages which are represented by outlet to be side by side, because you can see in this case here we have the menu and we have the other pages. You can see other pages are displayed here on the right. So that's what I'm doing. So, and then after that, another thing that I'm going to do is I want now to create a router. So let's come up here. After now we have the layout, let's create a router. So for the router here, so let's come here and create, so let's create here a router. So let's do that, create router. And oh, actually this is the I want to have this function from router DOM, and I think this has a small, yeah, it has a small c here. So I'm going to have it like that, and this is a function that accepts array and as an argument, and then inside this array here we can specify the path, which is the route. So here I'm going to have the, for example, the default route, and also after that we are going to have a element. So element here will, for example, we are going to specify here the element here to be the layout, or you can add as a page here. But in this case, because we want, when you go to the default page here, you are going to have to see like a different page. So that's why I have included this layout here. So, and then after that, I'm going to have children because now other pages will be embedded here. So we are going to have the children here, and now after that, we can also have inside these children, we can have now the path, and this part here, we can have the default page here. We are going to show an element or the page, which is our home page. So I don't think I can be able to auto import it, so I'm going to import it manually. So I'm going to import home, and I'm going to import home from now not component but the pages here and the home, like that. So after that, I'm going to add other parts now actually. So for example, the user, so I'm going to import users. So import users from now the pages, also pages, and from users, like that. After that, let me import product or products page. So products page, and this is from pages, and then products, like that. So if you're feeling like I'm going too fast, this is because this already we had done in the other video. So you can go back and watch the other video where we set up the layout and everything to do with React Router DOM, explain everything. So so that when you come back to this video, you can be able to understand everything. So for this one will be users, and here I can have the users page now. So users page, and then after that I can have now the products page. So products page, like that. For this one I can have the products, like that. So products page, like that. And then the last thing that we need to do here is to set up. So here we need to set up the router as a prop. So I'm going to add here the router that we have created. So if I do this, save that, and let's see in our admin dashboard here, you can see first of all in the this home page here, you can see we have menu and home. So let's try to go to users path. So if I go to the users here, you can see the menu still is here, and users, we go to the other page, which is user. So that's what I wanted. And also if we try and go to the product page, so products page, you will be able to see that menu will be still here, and the products here is the only that changes. So I'm going back now and try to create now the menu. So the menu is this part here on our left side. So let's come back here to my code. I'm going to format this because I feel that there's a lot of spaces. So I'm going to also cancel this or close that app.jsx. And in here, I want first of all to import the icons, because you can see here we have a lot of icons that you are using. You can see we have these icons here, and already I had prepared those icons, so we are not going to import them manually. So I'm going to copy that, and remember we had already actually installed these React icons, so it is very easy. So I'm going to come up here, import that, and we are going to use them here. So the first thing now in this part for menu. So now here what I'm going to do, let me first of all remove that space, and now inside this part here, let me first of all style. So class name, I'm going to specify first of all the height. So we are going to have a height of 100 v height, and also I'm going to have background should be a variation of gray. This one I'm going to give 100, and also I'm going to give a padding of 20 pixels. I'm also going to give the width of 350 pixels, and also we are going to have a shadow to be large like this. So this one I'm going to give a width of 350, and then other pages will take the rest of the page, so, or the other part. So if I save that, and here you can already see that we have this part here for the menu, and you can see now the other pages will take this other part here. So let's go to the home page here, and also you'll be able to see that we have the menu side here, we have the home. So I'm going to also come up here, and I'm going to create an ordered list here to display our icons and our text. So let me first of all make sure that I style this. So class name here, I'm going to give the styling. So flex will be column, because this icon and text will be vertically. So I'm going to use items start also, and also I'm going to give justify to be start. So also I'm going to give margin top of 20 pixels, and also I'm going to give a padding left of, let's say, something like 20 pixels like that. So if I save this and come back here, you'll not be able to see any significant change. So after that, now let's try and have the first icon and the text. So this one here. So the first thing here, let's add the for example, the icon. So the first one is home icon, and after the home icon here, also I'm going to have the text. So text here is home. So let's see how it will look like in this case, so that we style. So you can see we have the icon here, and also we have the text here. So let's do now the styling. So I'm going to have a class name here. So the first thing that I want is to make sure that they are horizontal to each other. So I'm going to add flex and then items to be center, to be on the same line. And also I'm going to give a font size of the icon and the text. And this one I'm going to give a 20 pixels font size. And if I come back here, you can be able to see that we have this here. You can see we have now icon and home here. So the other thing that I'm going to specify here is cursor will be pointer like that, and also I'm going to have a margin top to be of 20 pixels, and then I want to give transition colors, so this one. And the last thing is duration of the animation, or that a bit of animation. So this one will be here. So I'm going to save that. And if I come back here, you can see that there's a space here in between. So let's do that. So let me just come up here, and for the icon here, I'm going to give a styling, so margin right of 15 pixels, and also I'm going to give a text color. So for the text here, I'm going to give a variation of pink color. So this is I'm going to give EF, and then 93, and also DB like that. So this is just a pink color. So if I do that, you can be able to see that now it's here. So, and then also the other thing that I want to do is that I want to give I think a styling, but I think we can just for now leave it like that. So format, yeah, the code. So I'm going to copy this, and we are going to have the another one here, and this one will be profile. So profile, and then here this one will be just another icon for user like that. Let's see now how it looks like. So you can see now we have this file user here. So if I come back here, also you can see we have this line here, the horizontal line. So let's add that. So for the horizontal line here, let's add it here. And also we are going to have a styling class name here, and we are going to have a width of full for styling. I'm going to have a margin here Y of 20 pixels, and also I'm going to have a border gray, border of variation of gray, and then the variation here I'm going to give with 300 like that. If I save this, let's see if this will work. Yeah, you can see here we have this line here. So let's continue with other icons now. So for this, I'm going to have another icon here and the text. So after that, we can have another icon, and in this case, I'm going to add the users. So here I'm going to have users, and for users here, I'm going to have for users. I think this one we have it as actually let me add as far box. I think this will be much better. And if I come back here, you can be able to see here we have that, and I think I can import far users. I don't know if this one will be there, but yeah, you can see we have far users there because need to show that it's a lot of users or people, a group of people. And then after that, I'm going also to copy again. I'm going to have now, after the users, we are going to have the products. So let's have the products here. And in this case now I can add here far box. So I'm going to add also another here. And for this one, after the products, we can have now the orders. So orders here, orders. And for the icon for the orders here, I can use an icon called for clipboard list here. And let me save that, come back here. You can see we have that orders here. So after that, I'm going to copy this line here and paste down here like that. I'm going to copy also this icon and text here so that we continue using it right here. So after the users, I'm going to have another one which is banners. So because also we are going to have banners. So banners, and for the banners here, see the icon that I'm going to use for the banners, and I'm going to use a far elementor like that. I'm going to have also for after the far banners here, I'm going to have also the settings. So settings, and this one we are going to use a far cog icon. So I'm going to let me specify it here. Don't want to okay, yeah, I'm going to have far cog. Yeah, you can see it's there. And I think we have also the other one here for after the setting. We can have the other one, and this one will be backups. So backups, and here we can have the far HDD for the hard disk icon. So after that, now I think we can have a line again. So I'm going to copy this and paste it here like that. And let's continue with other parts now. We are going to have charts. So copy this, paste it here. And then for this one, we are going to have charts. So to show the graphs and everything. So for this far HDD here, and for the charts, I'm going to use far chart bar like that. And also I'm going to have all logs here. So all logs like that, all logs. And then I think now after that, let's specify the icon. So for the logs here, I'm going to have a clipboard, and now the other part here we are going to have is the logout. So the logout, and for the logout here, I'm going to have a user here. So I think I can have maybe far sign out, something of the sort. Let me see if I have far sign out alt. Yeah, like that. I think that's okay now. So if I save that, come back here, you can see we have logout here, we have the users, we have now we have like the whole menu here. So I think I want to add, when you hover over this part here, you can have like a different maybe background. So let's do that. So I'm going to come up here, and for this one, let's add hover here. So hover, and then I'm going to have a bg, which is pink, and a variation of like, for example, 300. And then I'm going to have a text, also hover, we're going to have a text which is white, like that. So if I do that, let's see if it will work now. So yeah, you can see we have that here, and I'm going to here have a maybe the padding for the text here. The padding should be, for example, actually let's have a padding. So the padding, we can have a padding of, let's say, 20 pixels, like that. And let's save that. And actually here should be when we have text. So when we have a text here, let's have a text. So and have a text, that's when we have the padding here. So let's do this. So if I do that, you can see we have a different color here. So I think what I can do is that I can just gray out. So let me just remove this styling here. This one we can do in the next video. So let me just remove them. This styling, we are going to look at that in the other video. So I think what we can do now is to push now our code. So I'm going to come up here, clear. I'm going to check for the branches that I have. So git branch, you can see we are on front end here, and I'm going to create another branch here. So for this branch is called admin. I'm going to check out to that branch, how to switch. So I'm going to switch to that, and if I do now git branch here, you can be able to see now we have the git branch here, and also we have switched to that branch. So I'm going to add everything, commit, and this one I can add here, added admin, and I'm going to push my code. So git push origin, and I'm going to push now the admin branch. So let me add the passphrase, and after that now let's come here and do the pull request. So I want to add here the I'm going to do the pull request here. So I'm going to repose, and in this case also this is where we are doing the we are pushing our code. So here we need to see, like, yeah, you can see we have this a notification. So compare and pull request. I'm going to create merge this because we want to merge it with our master branch, and after that it will be checking for ability to merge automatically, and merge, confirm merge, it's merging, and then after that we have actually done everything. So I'm going to close that. Hello and welcome back. So let's continue building our admin dashboard here. And if you can see here on my diagram, we already created our menu, which also you can see in this project here. So I'm going to continue to build the home page. So I'm going to register here, home page. I'm going to add here building home page like that. And also if you check here in my application, or this application that already we have built, you can see we have this home page here where we have these cards that shows the products, orders, and users. Also we have these tables, and also we have the part where we can show the total revenue and the total loss. And the last thing part here is we have this graph here, and in this case we are going to use Material UI. So after this, now you'll be able to know how to use Material UI to create these graphs here. So let's start. So I'm going to go to my code here, and I'm going to cross the menu right now, and I'm going to open the home page. You can see we have the home page here, and this home page is the one that you can see here in our application. So I'm going to start building from here. So inside this div here, I'm going to start by styling, and we have a class name here. First thing that I'm going to give is the styling display flex, because we are going to have the part for the right and left. So I'm going to have also here to justify between, so that they will be side by side but they will be apart. Also I'm going to have a screen, so I'm going to give a full screen, and also I'm going to give a padding of 2, and also I'm going to give a variation of gray color. In this case I'm going to give a variation of 200 like that. So here I will have these two part first of all. So you can see here I have this part here, and also I have this other part. So here I think also right here you can see that we have not like occupied the whole part. This is because I've not given like the whole width. So let me give the whole width also. Yeah, so screen, let's see, yeah, something of the sort. So if I save that, come back here, yeah, now you can see that it occupies the whole width here. Actually I won't be giving the whole width, because you can see here it is you can see there is a scroll here, and I don't want that. So I'm going to remove that first of all. So let's do this. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to have this part here. So let me show you. So I'm going to have this part that holds the cards and the table, and I'm going to have the other part here that holds the total revenue, total loss, and the graph. So I'm going to create those two div here. So I'm going to call this left, so the left side like that. Let me comment this also. So if I comment that, have a div here, and this one I'm going to call it left, and I'm going to have also the other part here that is right part, or right side, and I'm going to also comment on that. I'm going to have a div like that. So, and this one will be right. So let's see how it will look like. So if I save that, come back here, you can be able to see left and right. So now let's concentrate also on the left side here. So for the left side here, we are going to start by looking at this part here that holds these 3 cards here. So let me first of all make sure that I style the whole card. So class name, yeah, let's add a class name. Now for the left here, I'm going to have a flex, and then flex column, because the content will be displayed vertically. And also I'm going to give a width, which is 3, or what we are going to have as 2/3 like that. So if I save this, let's see how it will look like. So right now you cannot see any changes. So after that, now inside here we can have now this part here that holds the cards. So the cards are displayed horizontally, so I'm going to add here display flex. And then inside here now, let's create the first card, and the first card is this one here. So this first card here. So after that, now after this one, we are going to have now the table. So let me have the table here. The table, actually, let me just comment it. So comment that, and I want to also format my code like that. So after that, now I think, let me just go back here, because I think this one will affect how I ordered my divs. So let me just create a table, and here I'm going to comment this now, like that. And then now let's see how we can create a div here. So the first div here, which is a container, let's slide it. So class name here, I'm going to give it a background of white, so bg white here. I'm going also to give like a height of 52, like that. And also we are going to give a width of 52, like that. Also, I'm going to give like a margin, which is 5. I'm going to give a width of 60, and I think actually it should have I had already given the width, so let me just give it a width of 60 here, like that. So a margin here of 5, and also I'm going to give a shadow large, so shadow large here, or extra large. Let me just do that. So rounded, I need to have a rounded corner, so this one will be LG, and then flex. I'm going to give the content to be vertically, so I'm going to use flex column, and I'm going to center the item, so item center, and also justify to be center, like that. So let's see if we can see any changes. So if I come out here, you can see that we have this card here, and I feel that this card is smaller than these ones. So I'm going to make sure that I add the width. So for the width here, I can just say maybe 70. So if I save that, I think that's big. So I'm going to just remain with 52 here, and we are going to see how it will align. So let's see now. Inside here, I'm going to create now this ring here. So you can see we have like a chart here inside. So let's create that. So here I'm going to have this part where we have a ring. So let's create a ring here. So class name. So the first thing that I'm going to give is also the height. So height of 32. I'm going to give also the width of 32 here. Also, I'm going to give like a border, but before that I can give the margin. I'm also going to give a border. So a border here, I want to give the border a width, so I'm going to give it 10 pixels. Also, I'm going to give the color of the border. So in my case, the first one will be blue. So, and then variation, I think I can give a variation of 400 for that blue. And also I want to make sure that the border is solid, so I'm going to add border solid and rounded to be full because it's a circle. So rounded to be full, and also I'm going to give flex, the display here to be flex. Item should be center here, and also justify center. So we are going to have also justification to be center so that we can center everything. So if I do that, come back here, let's see if yeah, you can see we have this perfect circle here. So after that, now we can have the content inside that, which is a number. So I'm going to have a heading 2 here, and this one, for example, will be 699 here. And here we are going to have a class name, and then I'm going to give the styling here. So font will be bold, and also I'm going to give texts to add the text font size, like that. So if I save that, come back to my application here, you can see it is centered here. And also I want to also give the, after this now I want to have a heading here also, where I can be able to add like, or to show what is this part or this card is displaying the which statistics. So in my case here, I'm going to copy this and paste it here, because for this one here is an orders, for orders, like that. And I think now because of this space I can just format my code like that. So we have the table here and we have the right part here. So let me remove also this space. I think this space are too much, so I'm going to remove that. So if I just save this and come back here, you can be able to see that we have orders here, but I think this is too much, so I'm going to just say XL here. And also this one will be, let's see, for example, let me first of all remove and give it a font semi-bold like that. So if I do that, come back here to my application here, you can see orders. So I want to copy this and I'm going this card here, I'm going to change according to what I want to display. So add like these three here. So if I look, if you check on that, you can be able to see that we have these three. So you can see here. So I want to change like, for example, this one actually should be for the products. And also this one also I want to change the color here. So for the color here, this one will be red. Let me change here to be red. And this one will be 100 here. And this one should be products. So products like that. Also I'm going to give here another one. This one will be gray. So gray, this should be users. So you can give users also. So for example, you can give 200 or the number that you want. We are going to fetch it from the database when we integrate with our API or our backend. So if I save that, come back here, let's see, you can see that we have these three cards here. So also we are going to create the right part here, but for now let's concentrate now with our table down here. So let's create our table. So I'm going to just scroll down here, and inside here now we are going to create a table. So let me do that. So we have a table here. I'm going to style this part. So here the first thing that I'm going to give is a background of white. Also I'm going to give a margin 5, padding of 5, and also I'm going to make sure that the rounded will be LG here, so that card that holds the table. And then after that, inside here now, let me create another div. So for this div here, I'm going to give a class name. Also here, I'm going to make sure that I give a padding of 6. I'm going to give a background of white, like that. And also I'm going to give rounded to be MD, rounded to be medium or MD. So if I come back here, maybe you need to be able to see like a big difference. So you can see here we have that card that you are creating. So after that, now inside here we are going to create now the heading first of all. So the heading here will be heading 3. This one is latest transaction. So latest transactions, like that. I want to give a class name here. So class name, and I'm going to have a text to be large. Also I'm going to give font to be bold. I'm going to give a margin bottom of 4, like that. And if I come back here to my application, you can see latest transaction here. So the last thing that I want to, or the other part that I want to do here is to add the table. So for the table here, let me first of all style it. So class name here. So for the table, I'm going to give minimum width to be full, like that. Also, I want to give a table auto. So if you check here, we have this table auto here, and inside this table, we are going to have like the first thing, which is t head, like that. And inside here, we can have tr, our table row, and now inside here also I can have th, which is table head, and then here we are going to have for customer the row for the column for the customer. So I'm going to copy this, paste it. So the other one here will be amount and status. So amount, and now the other part here is status, like that. So I want to first of all make sure that I style the this table here, table row here. So I'm going to have a class name here, and I'm going to give a background to be gray. So, and variation of gray of 100, and also I want to give here the styling. So class name, and here I'm going to give padding y of 2. I'm going to give padding x of 4, and I'm going to copy and paste it to the other columns. So let me do that here, and also here. If I do that, come back to my application, you can see that we have this table right here. So let's add now the other part. After this row here, we are going to have now actually this one should be, we should wrap it with the table head. So I'm going to, actually I have already wrapped it, so no problem. So after that, now we can have the table body, like that. So in here we can have the also table row, like that. And I'm going to give styling here. So let me give the styling. So class name here, I'm going to give a border bottom, like that. I'm not going to specify anything else. So here you are going to have the same this like the table data. So I'm going to copy this, paste it here, but in this case now this one will be table data, and it won't be table header. So I'm going to copy this. You can copy this and paste it here. So for this one, if I save that, be able to see now we have this data down here. So what we are going to do now is that I'm going to give the information here. I'm going to copy and paste the information right here. So let's do that. So I'm going to copy from this. So like for the example, the name here, paste the name. So the customer name here. Also for the other amount, so for the amount here, I can give this, can add this here, and also let me paste it here, and I'm going to remove these extra spaces. The other part here is approved or pending. So let me just come up here and add. This one is approved, and also now we are going to make sure that I format this, and then I can copy this and duplicate it. So like that, and then if I do that, come back here, you can be able to see that we have this part here, and you can see that this one is approved, this is also approved, but I want to be declined. So let's have here approved or decline, like that. And then here I want to give a color. So for example, this one we are going to give a color of green. So text green, and then I think this variation for green here is can give 500, and also that means that we need to give also here the color. So for this one will be red and a variation of like 500. Also I'm going to give here the text should be green and 500, like that. So if I save that, come back here, you can be able to see that now we have this table. So this part, don't worry, this part will be okay when we add the right side. So here I have also added now this part here. So let's go to the right side here. So let me come here to the right side, and for the right side here, so let me first of all format my code. So I'm going to remove this text here, and now let's concentrate on the right side. So for the right side, let me first of all make sure that I style the whole wrapper container here, and the first thing that I'm going to give here is a flex, and then flex column, because we are going to display the content here vertically. Also I'm going to give width here to be width of 1/3, so that it occupies the remaining part. Also I'm going to give a padding here to background color to be white, and also I'm going to give a padding of 5, and also I'm going to give a shadow of extra large, and also rounded should be LG, like that. So if I save this, come back to here, you can be able to see that we have the other this other part here, and I don't know why this one is giving us like it is not occupying the other part here. So I'm going to make sure that I come up here, and maybe let's see where the where we are getting this part here. So this is flex. We have justify between. We have screen here, which is the full screen, and also padding 2. And here we have padding PG gray. So I'm going to give, for example, the width here to be 80 VW. Let's first of all see if we can do that. Yeah, you can see it is occupying this part here, but you can see this part is scrolling this part down here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to reduce this to at least 70. So let's see for the 70. I think 70 is small, so I think 75. So let's give 75. So save that, come back here, and maybe 77. I think so. I think that will work now. I think here we cannot be able to scroll, so I think it's okay. So for the other part up here, I think I can also add the width. So let's see. So for this, the other part here where we have the table, so have the table down here. So for this container here that holds the table, so I don't see if we have added any width. So for this part here, we can add the width and give it, for example, 500 pixels. So let's see where it will. Okay, so let's give also like maybe 700 also, and give it like, let's use the VH. So let's do that. So here I can give 50 VW, that is. Save that, and if I do that, you can see it's occupying this part. So I think this one is occupying the same length with the table here. So we are going to align that in a later video, but right now let us first of all concentrate on this other part here where we have the right side, that we have this card for total revenue, total losses, and then the graph. So let me continue here with the right side. So, and then here we are going to have now the other part where we have the card, the first card here for the revenue. So I'm going to add a div here. Let us style this card. So scene name here. And I'm going to give first of all the background to be gray and a variation of gray. So this one will be variation of gray of 50. Also, I'm going to give a padding of 5. I'm going to give a margin bottom of 5, and I'm going to give a shadow here. So a shadow extra large. Also, I'm going to give a rounded LG. Yeah. Also, I'm going to give flex, a display flex, and also flex should be column, like that, and then items should be center. So item center. Inside here, I'm going to have a heading, but before that, let's see how it will look like. So you can see this card here. So let's do that now. Let's have that card or the text. So this one will be total revenue here. So let me copy this like that, paste it here in our application, and then let us style now this part. So class name, we are going to give here like the font to be bold, and also I'm going to give text to be extra large twice. So I'm going to copy that, and let's see. Yeah, you can see it's big there, and also I want to add this other part. So for that, I'm just going to copy and paste this down here, and I'm going to make sure that I copy from this one. This is total losses, and paste in our application here like that. And I think actually what I would have done is copy this and paste it here, and then copy this and paste it here, so that we can see the total losses and also the total revenue. So I'm going to format my code here. So if I go back to my application here, you can be able to see that we have the total revenue and also the total losses here. So I want also to make sure that I can add this graph down here. So let's go to MUI or Material UI charts. So Material UI charts like that. And let's see the documentation on how to be able to add the graph. So the first thing here is to go to get started. So get started here, and you can see different charts. So for this case, you can see the first thing that you need to do is to install the Material UI charts here, and I don't know. Okay, so let me copy this, and then after that, inside here, I'm going to add now or to install. So cd into, I want to cd into the front end, and then let me paste it here now, and let us also see the other things that we need to do. So after the installation here, you need also to install other packages. For example, we have this package that is called emotion here, which we need to install. So I'm going to copy that, and after now we have installed the material charts here, I'm going also to make sure that I install this emotion react here and also emotion style, because I think that is the style engine for Material UI. So let's copy and paste this. So paste that, and after that also I need to add or to install this style engine here. So style engine of, and then also we can see the usage here. This is the documentation how to display charts. This is a single chart here, and it is a bar chart. You can see how you need to add the information. So let's see if this one has installed. So we have also this, like there's other graph here, and I think this graph is a composed chart, and you can see different charts are embedded in one component here. So let me see if my the other emotion package has been installed, and yes, so let me paste also now the style engine here. So let us install the this one here, and then let's see now the graph that we want to use. So in my case here, this is a line graph. So let me look for the lines graph. So here is an overview. So I'm going to come up here, lines overview, and you can see different line chart here. So the one that I want to use is, I think, down here. So let's see. So I'm going to scroll down here. Yeah, this one, this is what I want to use here. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it where I want to use it. So copy that, and I'm going to actually paste it down here. So after we have these cards here, we can have now our chart here. So I need also to make sure that I import the data. So let me have the data. So because I don't have the data right now, and first thing that you need to do is to make sure that I can be able to import it. So in this case, because I don't see the importation for the line graph that I'm using, I'm just going to take one of the importation and then customize. So I think here I don't have the example, and let's do that here. So let me just come up here in my page, and I'm going to import that like that. Actually, I think I have not copied the importation. So let me just come up here and import again. So copy that, and again, let's add it here. So I think, oh, actually I have already added here. So this one I'm going to add the line chart. So I'm going to import the line chart like that, and I think this one also should be from line chart also here. So that's how you import so line chart. So let me see if that is the naming down here. So line chart, yeah, it's line chart. So the other thing that I want now is the data set. So let's see if we can get the data set now. So for the data set here, so I don't see if any data set that we can use, but let me check if I can see any data set here. So I think we can use the data set here. I don't see it, so let me check here for the data set. So now I've checked for line chart that has already data set, so I'm going to just copy and paste it here, and I'm going to format my code and see if the line chart will now be able to be displayed in my dashboard. So if I do that, I think yeah, like it's loading, and I think there's an error or something. So let it load, and I cannot be able to see now this line chart here. So I think there's some problem or something. So I'm going to uh, first of all remove this line chart here, and let's see, and let's see here. So for the line chart, and I'm going to make sure that I remove this like that, and also this the importation up here like that. Let's see now. So if I save that, will be done, then reload here, you can be able to see that we have displayed now our dashboard. So that means the problem is coming from the display of line chart. So let's also now I have confirmed for the importation, and I'm going to do that. So let's import here the line chart. So you need to import like this, and this is a line chart here from Material UI X charts, and then line chart here. So that's where the one of the problem was coming from. So here also let's add now the other line chart here now. So the actual graph, so I'm going to paste here. So for this part here, already I have this data, so I'm going to just save that, and you can see now we have displayed our graph. So I don't want this video to be longer than this, but in the other video we'll be looking at how now this card here can be of the same width with our table here. Hello and welcome back. So let's continue from where we left. So I had to take a break because I wasn't feeling good, and also there is a lot of work that I'm doing for my clients. So here you can see the dashboard that we created for the admin dashboard right here. And if you check on this part also, you can see we also were creating this home page here, but you can see this page here. You can see this admin dashboard here is not the same as this one. So I need to make sure that these three cards here align with this transaction card here, so that it looks like this one, because you can see this one looks really nice. So I want us to go back to the code. So this is the code here, and this is where we have the home page. So here we need to increase the width. Here I'm going to increase the width to have a width of 60, which is 15 rm. And also right here I'm going to change to give it the same 60, and also here I'm going to give it 60 so that they will be uniform. So I'm also going to zoom my editor here like that. I think that's okay. I think that will work. And also here I'm going to push down so that we can have a full view of the code. So I'm going to save this, and let us see if our application or the application that you're building has changed. And if you check here now, you can be able to see that now they are aligned. So our card here and this three card here, they have the same width here, so they look really nice. So when we have the data from the database, then we can be able to display it here. But for now, because we don't have any data from the database, we are going to just use this dummy data here. So the other thing that I want to do is to create a product page here. So when you click here, you need to go to product page. So what I'm going to do is that, let me go to the app.jsx here and see if I have already added the page for the product, and you can see it here. Also, I want to make sure that I add for the orders. So I'm going to copy that and paste it here like that. I'm going to remove this comma here, and here I'm going to add orders. So when you click orders, it should take you to orders page. But right here in my pages, I don't have orders page. So I'm going to add that. So orders page .jsx like that. And also I'm going to do RFCE like that, and create that page. So, and then here I can be able to remove the import because we don't want it right now. And if you are wondering which why I'm seeing like the error that is occurring here, like for example, let me go back. So you can see here it is showing me that error here, and if I hover over it, you can see that the React is defined but never used. This is because I'm using an extension called ESLint, and that is the one that is helping me to at least be able to debug my code and also be able to know if I have added code that I'm not using. So I'm going to save this and also come back to the app.jsx, and I'm going to now import that page here for the orders. So let me go to the orders. You can be able to see auto completion. So I'm going to copy to add it here, and you can see up here it has been imported. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to close this page, and then the other thing, I'm going to go to the menu where this is where we have the sidebar. And what I'm going to do is, first of all, also I'm going to import here uh, the link. I'm going to import link from React Router DOM. So from React Router DOM, and this will help us to navigate the page. Like for example, the page the page products and that. So to do that, I need to come here to the products, So I'm going to cut this first of all, and I'm going to wrap it using the link here like that. And let me paste here the code. So I'm going to format also the code here like that. And here I'm going to add 2, and then here I can specify to products. So products, and because I don't want to come back here at this given time, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to wrap also the others, for example for the orders here. So let me do that, have a link. So I think let me just wrap the orders here. So the orders, we have a link here like that, and then I'm going to paste the that code and format this one. This one will be to the orders, so I'm going to add it here to the orders, like that. And after that also let me wrap for the users here also. So I'm going to cut this, wrap it. So let me just wrap it using a link like this one here, and then I'm going to paste now the code for the link for the users right inside here. And also what I'm going to do is to format this. I'm going to add 2, and this one is to users like that. And of course I want to create another page that will be able to show us the banner. So I'm going to come up here to the pages. So right here we have the pages. Let me also make sure that I create another page, which is the banners page. So banners.jsx like that, and also it is RFCE like that. Also I need to make sure that I have so let me make sure that I add it here. So we have banner, so I'm going to copy this, copy that, and I'm going to paste it here. So for this one I'm going to say banners, and I can be able to import here the banners page. So banners page like that. If you come up here you can be able to see that we have imported that page. So I'm going to cross this. Also I'm going to save that, and I can be able to wrap this also like the other ones. So here we have a link, and inside here now I can add the code. So here I can add 2, and here I can be able to add the banners like that. So if I save this and scroll up here, so I can be able to come now to my code. And what I can do is that when I come, for example, to the products, click that, you can be able to see that you are navigating to the products page. Also, if I click on the products, you can see I'm navigating to products page. For the banners, the same. So for the orders, the same. So now I can proceed and create the products page here. And let's do that. So I'm going to navigate now. Let me close this and open the products page. I'm going also to close the banners and the orders. Those one we are going to create after some time. So in here, if I go back to my code here, I can just show you how I want the products page to look like. So you can see this is fetching the data from the database, and you can see here we are using this rich data grid table here, and you can see how good it is and how well it looks like. So if I select here, I can select all. You can see that we have 7 rows. You can see we have the pagination, and this comes out of the box with this data grid here. So this data grid here is from React MUI, Material UI. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click data grid, or I'm going to look for the documentation for the data grid MUI, and actually you can see it here. So if I just click that, you can see the documentation here. and you'll be able to see even the installation and many other things. So you can be able to see it here. So how you can be able to install. So one thing that you need to do is to come here to get started before even you go to overview, and here you'll be able to see how to import it, to install it, sorry. So I'm going to copy the command here. So, and I think, I don't know why it is behaving this way. Okay, I think it's also my network. So I'm going to copy this terminal command, and then inside my code here, I'm going to open the terminal. So let me open a new terminal here. I'm going to push this up, and because also here I had already some other terminal, so I'm going to navigate to admin side like that. Let me clear everything here, and I'm going to paste the command here. So I can do that, and you'll be able to see that my code here, or the this data grid will be installed. And we can come also here for the documentation, and you can see that it has dependencies. For example, you need also to install style engine, and also you need to install what else, so emotion or something like that. So I think already I had installed these ones when we were installing the chart for the MUI. So I'm not going uh, to install the style engine, because this one they share with you can see the emotion here, and also this style engine. They use the same with the charts, because this is a Material UI, and we used the chart in our homepage for Material UI, and they already installed the emotion here and the style. But if you have not done that, please make sure that you have installed these two, because it will give you error if you don't do that. So let me go back to the code now, and I think here it should have installed. And before it continues to install, or it has finished installing, we can go and check for the products page. So now I need the product page to look like this one. Let me just come here to the code. So right here you can see how I want the products page to look like. So we are going to have this part where we have all products, and we have this product, and then we are going to have the data grid. So here, if I check, you can be able to see that already this data grid MUI has been installed. So I'm going to just scroll this down, or to push this down like that, so that we can have a space where we can work in. So here I'm going to first of all make sure that I style this. I'm going to style the whole container. So I'm going to give it a padding of 5, and also I'm going to give the width here to be of 70 VW. So 70 VW like that. And also I want to have and now this the part here where you can show the all products and the button here. So let me also make sure that we have a div here. So I'm going to have a class name for styling. So the first thing that I need to do here is to make sure that it's flex. We have the flex here. So here I need to have items to be center. So item center, and also I'm going to have justify to be justify between like that, and also I'm going to give a margin of 30 pixels. So 30 pixels like that. And now here I can have the text, which is all products. So all products like that. And here I can be able to style this. So class name, I'm going to give it a margin of 20 pixels. So 20 pixels like that. I'm going to give a text font. This is like font size, or this is a font size of 20 pixels like that. And if I save this, come back to my code here. So I have this code. You'll be able to see that we have this text here, all products. So now the other thing that I want to do is to have now the button here. and the button is create, like that. I'm going to have a class name, and this one I'm going to give like styling. So the background color, I want to have a background of color of 1E, 1E, 1E. This is like a dark color. So I'm going to give a padding of 20 or 10 pixels. Also, I want to give a font, to have a font of semi-bold like that. And also I'm going to give a text, to have a text of white, so text white. And also I want to give a cursor to be pointer, like that. So if I save this and format, so and go back to my code here, be able to see that we have this button here. Now we have been left with the other part, that we have the data grid. So what I can do is that I'm going now here to the overview, or maybe even before overview here, I can just come back to get started. And for get started here, you can be able to see you need to create rows, and if you are using TypeScript, you need to add these types here. You also need to create columns here, and also if you are using TypeScript, add the type. And after that, now you need to add this data grid here after you have imported up here. So I'm going to copy this first thing first. So I'm going to copy that and paste it above here, so like that. And I'm going to remove this too, because I'm not going to use, or I'm not using TypeScript. I'm just using vanilla JavaScript, so like that. And then the other thing that I want to add here, let me first of all format the code so that I think we have a lot of spaces here. So let me just remove these extra spaces. I don't know why my code formatter is not working the way I want it to work. So here I'm going to have another div. So a div here, and let me just have a div. Auto completion for me is not working. So I'm going to have this part, and I can give it a class name. So a class name here, and the only thing that I'm going to add here is margin of like 30 pixels. But I think also we can just do away with it, because I think it is not necessary as per now. So what we are going to add here is the data grid here. So let's see how we can implement that. So the first thing that I need to do is to have rows. So I'm going to copy these rows here, like that, and then paste it above here. And I'm going to remove the type here, because I'm not using TypeScript. And also I'm going to have the rows, columns, sorry. So I'm going to have the columns also right here. Copy that, and you can paste it here. So let me paste here, like that, and remove this like that. And then after that, I think the other thing that I need to do is add now this data grid here, like this data grid. Let me just come here and paste inside here. And then if I save that and then come back to my code, so my code is right here, you'll be able to see that we have this data grid here. But I feel that it doesn't have a margin. So what I'm going to do is I think give the margin. So I'll give a margin of 30 pixels. Let me see, yeah, 30 pixels, like that. Let's see how it will look like. And yeah, you can see this one, this looks nice. So I want now to make sure that I add the data for our product here, because you can see this one is a bit different. And what we are going to do is already had prepared the data here, because I didn't want us to waste a lot of time. So this is like the rows, and we are going to prepare the columns. So this one is for the products, so I'm going to copy this, and let me just come up to, I think here, yeah, this one, copy that, and then inside here I'm going to eliminate the rows like that, and because now this is the data, we are just going to remove now the rows here and call it data. And now we need to have columns. So for the columns, I think I'm going to just paste the code and then we can discuss that. So let me do that. So let me copy the the column, because I don't want us to waste a lot of time. So if I just remove this column and paste it here, I think I don't know why I'm having these errors. So this error, we have expected whatever. And so I don't know. I think that's because I have not added as a like a column. So let me just go back, and I'm going to just have the columns as a whole, so that we can have it displayed the way it should. So and let me copy now here. So we have columns, and then paste it here. So you can see here that we need to import this link here and also that FA trash. So let me copy that, or let me import that. So import FA trash like that. You can be able to see how you can import it easily, and then import. So I'm going to import link. So from React router DOM like that, and then if I do that and then come back here, save that, and then come back to my here, you can see that we are having this error here, unique ID blah blah blah. So I'm going to just make sure that I come up here to where we have the data grid, and then add another option here. So for this option, I can add get row ID. So get row ID here. So get row ID, and then here I'm going to select the row, and then I'm going to just point out to return row dot ID. I think I have an ID for the rows. Let me check. Yeah, underscore ID actually is underscore ID. So it is underscore ID like that. So if I do that, that error should be eliminated. Yeah, you can see that error has been eliminated right here. So, and also you can see we have these images here, and they are being published right here. So I think now what we can do is we can go back and discuss the code. So right here, I think if I come back here, you'll be able to see that this is just a column, a representation of a column. For example, here we have the ID, and then the ID here, it's the header name, because you can see here, this is the header name here, and you can see this is what the one that is appearing. We have the product here, the field, and for this one, I need to make sure that you match here you can return a render set where you can give it the width, and when you return this, for the example for the field here, you can add this render set here, and you can be able to you can be able to call this function, this anonymous function, and pass in the params, and through these params you can be able to select anything here. That's why you can see I have selected dash row, and then those image here, and also for the title, you can see here it's also called the title. So the other one is the brand. I think now we don't have the brand, so I'm going to have the description here. So description, and this one will be description, or description like that. So you can see this name here for the field, it must match the one that you want to show here. So if I do that and save and come back here, you'll be able to see that we are going to have a description. So right now I think you can see we have it here, the description. And I think that's all. As per now, we are showing pretty much the information that we want to show here. So also you can see if you don't want to have like this part where you need to show multiple products in one row here or in one column, you can just you can just um, um, just skip using this render cell here and just use the field and the way the simplest way it is here. And you can see for the other part here where we show the button here and the button and the icon for delete, we have also added the render cell here. So you'll go through the code and you'll be able to understand, because also I'm providing the code under the in the description of this video. So don't worry, you are going to get hang of it. So once you go through the code, so here you can be able to see now how easy it is to create a data grid. And here you can see this one is different, because this one you can be able to select, and to make sure that you can select, you only need to add another option here. And for this one I'm going to add checkbox selection like that. And when you save that, come back here, you'll be able to see that have added that part where you can be able to select. You can see you have this, and because this data grid is come out of the box with other features, like you can be able to sort by ascending, you can be able to sort by descending, you can be able to filter here. And filter is, you can be able to, for example, search. You can see this, all these features are coming they are coming out of the box with the data grid from MUI. So now the other part or the other thing that we want to do is to also do the same for the users. And this will be very simple, because already we are going to replicate the same with what we have done with our products here. So I'm going to copy this and copy that. I'm going to make sure that I add it here. And here we am going to first of all make sure this is add users. And this one is, I'm not going to have create here because I don't want us to have a feature where the admin will be adding the users. So also I'm going to come up here and I'm going to import. So I'm going to copy the this part here where we have the let me just have a far trash here and this data grid like that. Copy that, and we are going to paste up here. So this one like that. But here also I have not copied the data grid, so let me copy the data grid and paste it here. So I think now also the other thing that you need here is the rows for the user, or the data for the user. So I'm going to copy this where we have the dummy user information and paste it here. But in this case, I just want to call it data. Let me just have it as data here like that, call it the data. And I think yeah, you can see this is data. Yeah, so I think that's okay. Now we need to have columns, and let's copy. I'm going to copy that from another place. So let me do that. So here I'm going to have also the columns, and here you can see we need to have this icon. So I'm going to remove this and just import fa trash like that, and I can be able to import that. And when I save this and maybe come back to my code, and now you can see the users are being displayed here, and even you can see the their ID, their name, and their email, their phone number, and many other things. So now the other part that has been also left is where we have the orders, but I think this video is just long enough, so we are going to tackle that in the other part, uh, or we are going to tackle the orders, and also we are going to look at the banners page here in the next video. So have a great day. See you on the next video. So let's continue with the other part that we had, and I want to close the other code that I don't use, that I'm not using. So what I'm doing also is that, okay, let me just leave that. So I'm going to push this down so that we can have a space where we can working. So I'm going to close also the front end and concentrate on our back end, and let us go to the pages and then orders here. So let's start with our orders, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy the code from uh, the other pages, for example the user here. So here we are going to require this data grid here, and also we are going to have I'm going to have this icon here. So let me also make sure that I come up here to the orders, and I'm going to paste these two line of code, but I think I'm not going to require this here. Let me just see how the orders page looks like in the previous project. So here, if I click on orders, you can be able to see how orders are being displayed. So we are not going to have this that icon for trash. So also what I'm going to do here is that, let me just come back here. So I'm going to copy also the other part where we have the data. So for the data grid, we need to have the columns and the row is the data. So I had already prepared that. So here we have the demi data for our orders, and I'm going to just name it just the data. So let me change here to be just data like that, and I need now the columns. So for the columns, let me just come here. Had already prepared this, and if you are not understanding what I'm doing right now, high possibility is that you have not gone through the other videos. So I'm going to copy this column like that, and going to paste it up here, and also I can be able to import these two icons here. So let me import this, copy that, and I'm going to import this from React icons. So let me just paste it there, and then I can just say React icons and then FA. And then the other thing is, let me see the other one here. So we have this also. So I'm going to copy also this. Let me just come up here, and then I'm going to paste it there. And then the last one is this one here that we have for the clock here, that will show us the pending orders. So I'm going to paste it there, and now the other thing that we have been left with, so this one I'm just going first of all to remove this function for delete order, and the other thing that has been left is this part here down here. So this one I'm just copy pasting everything because it's almost the same thing that we are doing. So I'm going to copy this, and here for the return, let me just paste it here, and this one I'm just going to add here all orders, or maybe I can just say orders like that, orders, and then I'm going to remove this button here because there's no need for us to be, as admin, be able to create orders. That will be the work of the user. So I'm going to paste this, and then I'm going to at least explain a little bit about this code here where we have the columns, because this one can be people cannot be able to understand, or they cannot be able to understand easily the code that I have here. So if I come back to my code and then go back here, you already see here that we have the 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 data for our status, our orders. So what I'm going to explain is this part here, because the other part here already had explained in the previous video. So how we display the columns here, and also what we can do with this rich data table. So let me just come up here to my code, and you can see here one first thing that I'm doing here for the status. So you can see here I have a status field here, and what I'm doing here where we have the render side here is, for example, to look if the status of the order is 0 or that status is 1. That means that status is pending, and there I'm going to add this icon that is for the clock, this one here, and I'm giving it a color of yellow. If that means that the order doesn't have a status of 0, and also it doesn't have a status of 1, that means that that order has been delivered, and that's why you can see here I'm giving it the color green, and also the icon is different. And that's why if you come here to the code, you can be able to see that. So you can see here that the pending one has this clock icon, and it has a yellow color, but for the delivered, you can see it has this double tick, and it is green. And for the this field that is marked as delivered, which one that is delivered, if I come up here and then proceed to this field that is called mark as delivered, you can see here I'm just checking if I'm checking if the status is 1, and is if the status is 0, and then I return this far check circle here, which is this one here, this one, the circle with this done icon. And let me also just show you something. So if it is delivered, that means that I should not check this condition like this. I need to check if maybe the status is greater than 1. So I'm just going to remove this status here, and let me just add it here. Let me just go back a little bit. So here I'm just going to check if the order status is greater than 1, and then I can just add that here. So if it is greater than 1, then means that we are going to return this icon, and if it is less than 1, then we leave it like that. That's why you can see here I've just used double quotation mark without anything. That means that it will leave that field like that. So if I save that and come back here, so to my code, you can be able to see only 2 that are delivered, and that's why you can see that we have this icon. Actually, I think I have done the opposite, because mark as delivered is the only place that you need to click on this icon. So yeah, so it was just okay the way it was. So I'm just going to uh, go back, and if I come back to my code, now when you click on this, you can mark it as delivered, and then if it is already delivered, you cannot mark it as delivered. So that was the logic of the code. Hello and welcome back. So in the last video, we looked at the pages that we have in our admin dashboard. We looked at the users, and we created this rich data table here. And also we looked at our products page, and also you can see the table that we created here. So now I want us today to focus on banners page here, and also I want us to look at the orders page. And if you come here to this other project that we use for demo, if you click on the banners, you can be able to see that on this right here we have the banners that we have already in our database, and which are being displayed in the website. And here also we have where you can select the image for the banner, and or the image, and then you can also add the title, and then the subtitle. So the title is this one here, and the subtitle is the this one here. So let's do that. So But before that, I want to do also something, and that is pushing my code to GitHub. And you'll find the code of this project in the description of this video. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push my code. So let me first of all look at the branch that we are in right now. So here you can see we are in the admin branch. So I'm just going to add the changes that I had done in the other video. So I'm going to commit also, and I'm going to just say maybe something like users users page and products page, and I think that will be just fine. So I'm going to push, and I think I can just create an upstream here. So let me just copy this, and I'm going to paste it down here like that. Let me create an upstream so that we can just say git push. So let me add my passphrase. So after I've added the passphrase here, now we have created the upstream. So what I can do is that I can just say git push like that, and my code should be pushed. So let me add also the passphrase here, and after that, now the code will be pushed. And I think here you can see that it's saying that we are everything is up to date, and I think this is because we are pushing the master, so the admin here. So let me just I'm just going to leave it like that for now, but after this video we are going to push our code. So now that is the orders page. So now we can proceed to the banners page here. So here I have a banners page. So let us create the banners page, and from this other project here, we can see how the banners page will look like. So if we check here for this part here where we have active banners, so you can see we have active banners, and also we have this other part where we can be able to upload the image. So if you see here, when you click on this plus icon here, you can be able to select the image here of the product, and then or the banner, and then you can be able to add the title and add the subtitle, and then you can upload that banner for that project, that is, or that to be able to be shown in the front side of this application. So I'm going to come back here and navigate to banners. So let's go to the banners, and we have the banners here. So let's try and create something that look like that page. So here the first thing that you need to notice is that we have two parts. So we have this part here that have active banners, and we have this other part where we need to upload a banner, that is. So here I'm going to first of all be able to style. So I'm going to have a flex because we are going to have two parts side by side. So I'm going to have a justify content to be evenly, and also I'm going to have a margin that is of 10%, so of around. So here I'm going to have the right or the left side like that, and I can be able to just highlight it or to just comment it, and I'm going to have the right side here. So the left side is where we have the active banners, the right side is where we are going to be able to upload the new banners. So I'm going to comment that. So I have the left part here, so I'm going to have the div here, or that will hold that container. So we have the left part here, and let us first of all style this. So here I'm going to have first of all margin right of 50 pixels like that, and then the other thing is inside here I can have the header, which I'm going to give a heading to, and this one we are going to have it as active banners like that. Let me style also this heading here, so class name, and here I'm going to just say text XL, and also I'm going to have font to be semi bold like that, and margin bottom of 4. I think that will be okay. So if I save this and come back to the application, so here you can be able to see that we have active banners here. So I think also here we need to make sure that it is styled here. So let me just make sure that I do that. So all around we need to have a margin of 10%, of which I have already done that. I don't know why it's not taking like a effect. So let me try like something like 15. And then when I do that, let's come here and see. So it's actually not changing, I think so. So this one, it is not changing. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to, okay, I'm just going to remove this like that, and then let me just continue here. So after that, we are going to have another div, and this div here will have the active banners. So we are going to have them like they will be after one another, or they will be displayed vertically. So I'm going to just say flex and then flex column. So flex column, and also I'm going to have a space between them. So space Y, and then it will be space Y4. And also now inside here, now I can be able to display now uh, the the banner. So this container here will hold the banners. So this one will be class name here, and I'm going to have it to give it like a flex because I want the items inside the banner to, or this part here. Let me just show you. So this part here, I want it to have to be this container here. I want the products here to be aligned horizontally. So we are going to have the image, we are going to have this part here. We have the title and the description here. We have the button. So let me have that here. So flex, and also I'm going to have this part also, items to be center. So items should be center, and also I'm going to have justify to be between, and border to be border bottom, and also we are going to have a border to be gray. So border gray, like that, and then it will be a variation of 200, and then padding bottom of 4, like that. And then inside here we are going to display the image. So here I'm going to have the image, and here I can display any image that I want. So let me see if I have any image here. So for the assets, so I don't have like an image right here right now. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just, from this part here, I can be able to copy this URL for one of those products that we are displaying, and we are going to use it as a banner. So like that, and I can be able also to style the this image here. So let me add the class name, and here I can just say the width will be 32, the height will be 32 also, and also I'm going to have the object to be object cover, and then we are going to have rounded to be MD, like that. So if I save that, format that, and save that, so if I come back here, you can be able to see that already. You can see here we are going to have a image, but it is not displayed. That I think because the URL here is not working or something like that. So let me just copy another URL here, like that, copy that, and in my banners here I can be able to copy this also. Let me copy that, save it, and here if I reload here, you can see here we have like a image, but this image here is not for the product. So I think I need to have let me just come back here to the products and maybe look for another here. For example, I think this one would just be okay. So copy this, and in the banners here, let me replace this. Yeah, I think this one will be okay. So I'm going to remove this other part here. So let me remove that. Yes, like that. Save it. Now I think this now should work. Okay, we're just going to leave it like that for now. So, and also the other part is where we need to have a div here that will hold the title and the description. So here I'm going to make sure that I style it. So class name, and here I'm going to give it like flex to be 1, and also I want to give a margin left of 4, and also here I can add now the heading. This one will be heading 1, and I want to style it here. So class name, here I'm going to give it like a text large XL. I'm going to have a font to be semi bold like that, and also I want to give margin bottom of 2 like that. So I need to copy the title, so I'm going to copy the title here and also the description. So for this one, copy this, and let me paste it here. So for the heading, after the heading, now we can have like the paragraph. So let me just copy this here and paste it. So I'm just going to paste it here, and let me style this here. So class name, and here I can be able to now style this. So I'm just going to give it a variation. So for example, I'm going to give it a color variation of 600, and also margin bottom of 2. So if I do that and come back here to my code, let me see if this will be, yeah, you can see it's being displayed this way. And now I need to have now this button here. So for this button, I'm going to just add it here. So for this one, it will be easy. So this one will be delete, and then we can have a class name here to style it. So I'm going to have a background color of red variation, that is, and also I'm going to give a padding of 2. I'm going to give a text of white, and also I need to give a font to be semi bold, and also I need to give a cursor to be pointer like that. So if I save that and then come back here, yeah, you can see we are going to have like this banner here. So we can have other, for example, banners. So if I want to add other banners, I can be able to copy this like that and paste it down here like that. So if I do that, come back here, be able to see that now the banners will be aligned here. So we need now to work on the left side where we need to add the banner. So let's do that. So for the other part, let me just come back here and scroll up to this, the right side here. So I'm going to give a div here. So for this one, I'm going to have a class name, and I'm going to make sure that they are displayed vertically. So that is display flex, and then flex should be column. So the first thing that I'm going also to have here is another div. So I want to have a styling here also for this one, I'm going to give a flex of 1, and also I want to give a PG to be white, and also I want to give a padding of 5, like that. So for that, now I think inside here now we can have another div, okay, like that. And then after that, I need to have another div here. So actually I can just work with this. So let me just have a class name here, and I'm going to give a flex, then flex will be column, like that. So for now, yeah, I need to have now this part. So let me show you which part I want here. So this part where we have this image, and then after that we have this circle that has a plus icon. So let me add it here now. So let me have a div. So to create that part, so I'm going to have a class name here. So the first thing is to have a border. So a border that has a width of 2. I'm going to have a height, and I want the height to be having a height of 100 pixels. I'm going to have a width of 100 pixels, and also I'm going to have a border of let me add here a border of this color, and also I want to give a border solid, so border solid, like that, and should be rounded MD, like that. So after that, now I need to have let me just come here. So if I do that and come back to my code here, yeah, you can see we have this circle here. So now inside here, I think I can add even the thickness. So I think this one will be just okay if I add the thickness. So okay, we don't have like the thickness of 3 here, so I'm just going to stick with 2. And then inside here now I'm going to have now the the icon for the Fab Plus. But before that, I'm going to have a label here, and this label we are going to use when we are selecting the image. So I'm going to format this, and after we having the label will wrap up the icon. So this one I need to, first of all, the label will wrap up the icon. So this one we are going to have a label here also, like that. And then inside here we can have the icon. So for the icon, we are going to have a far plus icon, so like that. And then here I want to style the icon, so class name, and yeah, I want to give text to have a font size of 20 pixels. And then here for the label, let me add the class name here. I want to give it a style of to be having cursor to be pointer, so that when you select the image, you can be able to know that you need to click that part. So I'm going to format this, and then if I come back here, now you can see this one is not centered. And I think what I can do here is that I can have another div that wraps this part. So let me just come up here. Let me have a div here. So this div I'm going to just make sure that I'm going to make sure that I style it. So I'm going to have maybe let me just add the for example the border. So let me have the border to be having a border of 2. And actually I think also I think this one I can just say flex, and then I can just add here item center to be able to center this part. So justify also to be center. Let me see if this one will just center my content. Yeah, you can see where it is pressed, but I want to have for example, let me add the margin top of something like 20 pixels, or let me just 40 pixels, like that, and save it. Yeah, you can see it's now placed at the center. So now, but I need to add it to have an image here up here. So let me just add the that here. So that one, we are going to have a label. So let me just come up here, and we are going to have a label. So this one, I'm going to just say image like that. Let me see if this one will work the way I want. So for this one, yeah, you can see we have that. And then this one, I can be able to, I think, style it. So I can say font to be semi-bold, this one, like that, yes. So now let me format this also. And if I come back, yeah, you can see it's at least looking fine. And now the other thing is for this text, we are going to work on it when we are actually doing the integration. So for now, I'm just going to leave it like that. So let me just come up here, and after we have this part where we have the this div, or where we have to select the image. So now we can have the other part where we display the title. So we display the title and then the input. So it will be just a div. So for this div here, so let me just add a class name, and then this one also we are going to have a flex, and then this one will have a flex of a flex column. So inside here, I'm going to have a span or a label, and this one, for example, will be title. And here now, let me add the class name. For this one, I'm going to give it just a font to be semi-bold. And here, I'm going to have an input that I'm going to style. So for example, this one, let me first of all show you how this input will look like. So you can see now, right now, you cannot be able to see the input. So what I'm going to do also is to make sure that here we have margin y to be 3, something of the sort. If I save that, come back here, you can see that we have a space. So for this input here, let me style this input. So the first thing that I'm going to give here is the width of 250 pixels. And also I'm going to give outline to be none, to have an outline of none. And then I'm going also to give a border bottom. So I can give a border bottom 2. And also I can give the color of that border. So I'm going to give a variation of gray. So like that. And then I'm going to call it border solid, or like that. So if I save this and then come back here, I think I can also add another part here now, one for the subtitle. So copy this, and I'm going to add this one to be subtitle. So subtitle like that. So if I save this, come back here, yeah, you can see we have the subtitle. Let me see this one. So yeah, it's looking the same. So here I need to add now the button. So for the button, let me just come here, and then here we have the button. So this one will just be upload, and then let me style here. So for this one, I can actually copy from this other button here, and then I'm going to just change the color of that button. So copy this, and then I'm going to paste it here. and then I'm going to change the color here for this button. So for this one, I'm going to give this color here, which is like a black color, like that. I think it's 1E. So yeah, and then if I come back here, so you can see we have this for the upload. So I want also to change this from the label to a span. I think that's one here. This one will be, let me have it as a span. So this one should be span here, span. And the other thing here is that I want to have this as will just be semi-bold, font semi-bold, like that. And if you come back here now, you can see that we have the image, the title, and then subtitle. So the same as this one here. So I think now we are going to end this video here, but before that I want to upload the code. So let me upload the code here, git add git commit. So we have this one here. Then let me do the push. So git push, like that. So right now, because we have an upstream, it should push like that. So it should push the code. So I'm going to do the merge here. Let me see if I have a pull request. So to my GitHub, and then after that I'm going to repositories. After that I need to go to this repo here, and for this repo here I don't see I have a pull request. So compare and pull requests. So you can see the branches that I have here. So create and pull request, create pull request, and it is loading, is checking for ability to merge automatically. And after some times now you can merge and confirm merge. So it's merging, and after that now everything is just okay. So I think now that is it for this video. Hello and welcome back. So in today's video we are going to continue building our admin dashboard, and if I come back here, this is the project that we used for demo. And in this also other project here, you can see the other things that we covered in the last video. We covered this orders page. You can see the orders page here that we designed, and also we created this banners page here. So today I want us to also look at other pages. So if I come back here to this already created project that we used for demo, and then click on the products, and here for the products you can click on create, and when you click on create you can be able to see that we have this new product page here. For this new product page here, you can be able to select the image, and also you can be able to add information about the product. And then after you have added all the information, you can click on create, and this will create a product in the database. Also, I want us today to look at the detailed product page. So if you click on edit here, you'll be able to be directed here where we have a product, and you can see most information here. And another thing that you can do here is that you can be able to add things like you can be able to edit the information about the product and then be able to update using this button that you can see here. So what we are going to do is that let's go back to our code here, and then we can be able to create those two pages first of all. So here under these pages, so this one I want to push it down that way so that we can have somewhere that we can work. So here I want us to create another page, and the page that I want to create is a new product .jsx, like that. And I think actually here I created a folder, and it should be a file. So I'm going to delete this. So let me move it to recycle bin, and then I'm going to come up here and create I'm going to create, actually I don't know, I need to create a file. So this one will be new product.jsx, like that. I'm going to use this shortcut RFCE, and then after that I can be able to remove this importation. I'm going to save that, and also another page that I'm going to create here is a product page, because this is where we are going to display all information about the product, and also you can be able to edit and update. So I'm going to use RFCE also. So here I'm going to remove this like that. And now the other thing that I want is I want to close these pages that we are not coding right now. So I'm going to remove them, and I'm going to be left with the new product page here under product page. So here into app.jsx, you can be able to see that we are listing the pages here. So I'm going to copy this and create routes for those other pages. So I'm going to add it here, and you can see here, if you check, you can be able to see that we are creating them as a children to this route here, because they need to be nested for the admin dashboard. So this one, we are going to call this new page, so, or new product, sorry. So new product, like that. And then here I can be able to import the new product page. So new product, I think still here you can see the code is still syncing, so we cannot use the auto completion. So I'm going to import it later on. So I'm going to copy this, and also I'm going to paste down here. And now the other page that I want to add here is the product page, but I want to have product, and then here I'm going to have an ID. So this one will be ID of the product. Actually it should be colon, like that. So yeah, it should be like that. And this one will be just a product page. So here, if I come back here now, I can be able to import, or maybe let me see if auto completion will work. So I'm going to just add here product. Let me see if there, yeah, you can see auto completion is working. So also here I'm going to add product. You can be able to see this product here, and when I save, you can be able to see that we have imported these two pages here. So now if I want to go to the new product, so if I come back to this project that we are creating, and then here I can just go to this route new product here, and you'll be able to see that there is a new page that have been created here. So we can also be able to add now the information of the code that we are going to have here. So let's start by creating this new product here. So I'm going to go back to my code and then click on this new product. I'm going to close this app.jsx. And the other thing that I want is that here in the admin dashboard, when you click on create here, you can be able to see the page that we want to create. So the first thing is to add this header here. So I'm going to remove this here, and I need to give it a little bit of padding. So class name, and then I can give a padding of 5, like that. Now the other thing that I'm going to do is create a div here, and this div will just hold the heading. This one will be heading 1, so this one will be new product, like that. I want to style this because I want to center my heading. So here I'm going to add flex, and then items to be center. I want to justify content to be center also, and I want actually this one, yeah, should be center, and also I want to margin bottom to be 5, like that. So if I come back here, I can just be able to just add class name, and this one I just need to give a very large text, 3XL, and then font weight, I want it to be semi-bold. So if I save this and come back here to my code, you can see this text here, and I feel like still is a very large text, but we are going to leave it like that. You can just change the font size here by maybe giving it to Excel like that, and if you come back here, you'll be able to see that it has reduced. I think that's a good size. So after that, after we have this heading here, so another thing that I'm going to create is now this part. So you can see here we have this part that holds that has a border, have this shadow here. So you can see also inside here we have this left side and the right side. So let's do that. So I want to give first of all this div here that holds everything. So I'm going to style it. So I'm going to first of all give it margin top of 5. I'm going to give it a background color of white like that, and also padding of 5. I want to give a shadow to be shadow large here, and also I want to give rounded to be LG like that. So if I save that, and you not be able to notice anything for now, and or actually you can see this shadow here. So and that is the container that you are creating, and which is this container here, and then we are going to create the right side and the left side. So we are going to start with the left side. So I'm going to have left side here, and then I would just comment this comment, and here we can have a div. So div here. So this is the left side. So let's first of all concentrate on the left side. And for the left side here, actually I want to create a, I think I will create a form. So let's create a form, and form here. So this one will just be a form, and let me close here. It will just be a form, and this one we are going to have actually now inside here we are going to actually, let me just remove this. I want this to be the one that wraps the everything, because you can see here we have inputs. So this one are inputs and these are inputs. So we are going to have those two. So this one we are going to also make sure that we wrap everything with this form. So that means that left will be here and also right will. We are going to have the right side here. So let me just comment that. So for this, I'm going to make sure that I style it. So the first thing is need to have a flex, and then flex will be flex. We are going to give it flex to be column. I think so. Okay, now we have a flex column here, and also I want us to, if the screen is medium, we can give a flex to be row, and also I want to rounded to be LG. So that means if a screen is medium and we are going to actually have them as row, that means side by side. And in this case, you'll find that if the screen is small, then they will be displayed vertically. But when the screen is medium, then they will be displayed horizontally. So I think we can continue here. So for this case, now we have the left side. So let's create the left side now. So I'm going to have a div here for the left side, and we are going to style it. So we are going to have a class name. We are going to give it a flex of 1, because on the right side also we are going to give a flex of 1. This one will be space. We need to give a space y or vertically, and then 5 like that. And after that, now we can add now the this the div here. Remember, everything here will be hold as a div. So for example, let's come here. So this one will be a div until here, and here, and this also will be a div. I want a div to hold the label name and the input. So let's start with this, the first one here. And for this, I'm going to copy like this part. You can see this part here. We had already implemented on the banners. There's no need for us to recreate it. So I'm going to come up here and we have this part here. I'm going to copy it like that. So copy that, and then I'm going to come up here and paste it like that. I think there's something that I have not done correctly. So let me see if this here we have let me just see. So I think let me just copy this part here. Let me just copy this part. I think this one will be just okay. Yeah, because this one you can see it has hold this part here. So let me just come back here, and I'm going to paste it inside here like that. I think it's like that, and then we can just be able to auto import this from React icons, and then I want to format my code, and then I'm going to close this. So for this one, I think now I can be able to come up here and say label, and then here I can just say image, product image, and if I save this and format again, because I don't like the spaces that are being left. So if I come back to my actually here, you can be able to see that we are having this plus icon here. I don't know why it's not working the way I wanted. So I'm just going back to the banners here, and I think I need to copy this, the whole part here, from this part here up to here. Yeah, I think that's what should be. I should have done. Sorry for that. And let's come back here, and inside here I can be able to paste it here now. I think that's now will work the way it should. So format this and save that, and if you come back here you can be able to see, yeah, this one is working, and also this one it should be a product page. This one will be product page, so product page like that, and also this one will be label, so label, and let's change that to label, and also this one will be just a label like that. And then now I want to format this code, and here I think there's a space which I don't want, so like that. So this one is the first div here. So I'm going to have another div now that will hold also the label, and this one will be label here, and also for the label also we are going, so for the label here, for example, now here we are going to have a product name, so product name like that, and we are going to have an input here. So let me style this. So here we are going to have a class name. So for this class name, we are going to have to give it a display of block. Also, the other thing that I want to give is a margin bottom of 2. I'm going to give a font to be semi-bold, and like that. And now for the input here, let's make sure that we style this. So for this one, I'm going to have a styling. So I'm going to give it a fold width, and after that I'm going to give a padding 2. I'm going to give a border, and border here. So I want to give a border color, so we are going to give a variation of a gray color. So let's give like 300, and also I'm going to make sure that it's rounded. So I want you to see here the kind of the input that I want to create. You can be able to see it here. So for this one, but you can see for the placeholder here, you need to add like a placeholder which will show the what you need to add here. So product, this one is product name, like that. So after that, if I save that, and then yeah, you can see now this one is okay. So the same as this, yeah. So but I also need to capitalize this name here, like that. And then I'm going to copy this, copy that, paste it. And for this one, we are going, after the product name, we are going to have a product description. So product description, like that. And this one now will be just text area. It won't be like text. So this one will be product description, and also I can just give it like columns and the rows. So calls here, actually it's not color, it should be calls. And this one I'm going to give it 15, and the rows I'm going to give it a rows of 7, like that. So if I save that and then you come back here, you'll be able to see how it looks like. So after that, now I'm going to paste the another div here, and this case now this one will be original, or original price, product, and original price. So original price, yeah. And then yeah, I can be able to give like this one should be number, type of number here. And also here I can just give like dollars, so I can just say $100 or something of the sort. After that, we are going to give after the original price, we are going to have a discounted price. So this one will be product discounted price, because we can have discount. So discounted price. And for this one also it will be a number. This one I can just give like for example dollars 80, like that. And I'm going to paste it here again. So after the product discounted price, we are going to have also now the other part, like the wholesale. So I'm going to just cut this, remove it here, and the other part will now be on the right side. So if you can see here, you can see we have the discounted price here. And for after we have discounted price here, you can see we are going to continue on the other part here, which is the right side. So I'm going to come up here on the left side, and then have a div. So for this div here, I'm going to have a class name. So I want to copy the everything that we did here. So this one will be flex1, and then space y5. So this one we are going to add flex1 so that they will be having the same width. So space y, and this one will be 5. So if I copy here, and then this one will be wholesale price. So let's add here wholesale price. So if we have a wholesale price here, so this one will be wholesale. And then this is just the number, also a type of number. So a number here. And I think also here we can just give it like 70. So $70. And after that, we can have a wholesale minimum quantity. So that means the amount of products, or the number of products that you need to buy, so that the wholesale price actually applies. So minimum quantity, and in this case here is just a number also. But in this case now is a number, but in this case now will be just a number. So for example, 10 products, like that. I wanted to create something that also applies for the discounted price and also wholesale price. So for this, after the wholesale minimum quantity, we can have the brand, for example. So for the brand here, so let me add brand. So you can just type brand. For example, in cosmetics, we have a brand that is called Kylie. These are just some research that I had already done. And after that, we are going to have now here, after that, we are going to have, for example, a label, and this one will be concern. And for the concern here, what we need to do is to select. So if I just save this and then come back here, so here we don't have a space, I'm going to add that. So here you can see when you get to the concern, you need to select here. So there's this select an option here, and also we are going to have a skin type here and categories. So we are going to have also category here. So what we are going to do is that, let me just come back here, and this one I'm going to give it, let's say, select. So let's see how select will work. So let's come back here to and give it select. So select like that, and then here I can be able to just make sure that I styled it. So for select here, I'm just going to give a border 2. I'm going to give a border color, which is this one, that is #44, like that. And then I'm going to give a border here, and then this one will be solid, and we can give a padding of 2. We can give a margin bottom of 4. We can give a small of MB and 0 here, SM, and a small, for small screen we can give a margin right of 4, like that. So here you can see that we have a class name, and it has all this styling. So we are going to have options, and already created options, so that we don't have all that to do all that with you, so that we can save some time. So I'm going to paste it here, like that. And I think these options here also, I'm going to place them in the resource part of this video. So this is a concern here, and if I save that and come back here, you'll be able to see that we have this part where we can be able to select. So don't worry for this space here, we are going to create that space in a few. So here I need also to capitalize this concern here. So for the concern, let me just see here. For concern, I can be able to add this concern here. And now after this div here, so we can have another div. So for this div here, let's have, actually, let me just paste here. No, okay. Let me just copy from this here, like that. And I can be able, or let me see what is the next part here. So actually it's a skin type, so I'm going to copy this with the select. So I'm going to copy this div here until here, I think, and then copy that, and I'm going to paste down here. But for this, this one will be just skin type. So skin type, skin type, uh, skin type, and then I can be able to add here. Now select skin type here, and skin type, and then I can just add the options. So let me just come here. I had already created the options, and let me copy this and then paste it here and here. So this one will be just here, and then I think I have the other one here, which is let me see. So we have category, and then we have the create button. So I'm going to just copy this here, this div, and after that I can just paste it here like that. So for this one will be category. Actually, let me just add here category like that, and then here this one will be category like that, and then here we can have let's see the categories that we have. So we just have 4 categories, which is foundations, lotions, toners, and serums. So you can go ahead and add others. So this one I'm going to have toners. I'm going to have serums. So serums like that. I'm going to have here also the foundations, and also I'm going to have lotions as the part of category, and then I'm going to remove this option here. So after that, now we can have the button. So button, and for this button here we just have create. So for this one also I want to just give a styling. So let me just come here, add the styling, class name. This one we are going to have a background which is slate, and we are going to give 500 as a variation. Text will be white, and also I'm going to give padding or y or vertically to be 2, padding x will be 4, and then we are going to have rounded rounded, I think, yeah, like that. So if I save that, come back to my application, so you can see that we have all this, but you can see that we don't have a space right here. So to do that, I'm going to come back to, for example, this here. So where we have the right side. So I think the right side here, and here I can give a margin. For example, I can give a margin left of something like 5. Let me see if this will work. So if I do that, yeah, you can see now we have a space. We have a space. They are distinguished, and we can continue with other pages. Now we have created this part or this area here where we can be able to add the product. So now the other thing that we are going to do is to make sure that we have created the product page. So if you come here and for example, click on products and go to the edit, you can be able to see here the product page that we want to create. So here, to go to the product page, that we need to just add product, and after that I can be able to add any ID. So for example, you can see product and then ID here, and then we are going to have the product page here. So let's continue and create the product page. So we are going to close new here, that new product, and then here, this page here, we are going to start here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to make sure that I arrange how I want to create my product page. So if I take a look here to this admin dashboard for the product page, I can be able to have like 3 parts, and the 3 parts is, for example, this one will be the first part here, and this will be the second part, and this will be the third part. But you can see all these 3 parts here have the left side, and we are going to have the left side and the right side. So let's do that. So we are going to first of all make sure that we style the whole container that holds our product, and we are going to give it a padding of 5. I'm going to give a width of 170 the VW like that. And after that, if I save here and if I come back to the project, you cannot be able to see anything. So you cannot be able to notice anything. So we are going to start with this upper part here. So for this upper part, let's create a div. So for this div, actually, let me just uh, click on this div here. Yeah, like that. And then here I can be able to style this. So first thing, because they are aligned horizontally, I'm going to give a flex, display flex, and then items will be center. And also we are going to have justify to be between. And also we are going to give a margin bottom of 5 like that. So after that, now we are going to have a heading. So heading 3, and this one will be just product. So product here, and after that we are going to have a button here that is create. So button, and this one will be create like that. So this is the first part, and let me style this. So class name here, I'm going to give text to be 3XL. I'm going to give a font of semi-bold like that. And for the button here, let me have a button. So here I'm going to give a PG and then select. We are going to give it 500 like that. I'm going to give a text of white, and then also I'm going to give a margin Y here of 2, and also I'm going to give margin padding X of 4, and then this one will be rounded. So this will be rounded like that. So if I save that and come back to this part of our application, you can see we have the product and also we have the other upper part. So we need to have this also the other part here. So I can just create here, for example, first part, first part, and let me just make sure that I comment this like that. I'm going to have the second part, yeah. So we are having the second part, and like that. So you can be able to see that. And the other thing that I want here is to make sure that let me just see. So we have the second part here, and what else I can do is to make sure that I create another div. So for this div, let me first of all make sure that I styled it. So for this one, I'm going to have the div here. First of all, it will be, we are going to give a flex, and then we are going to give a flex to be column. I'm going to give it for medium screen. I'm going to give a flex of row so that they will be centered horizontally, and then I'm going to give a gap 5. So after that, now I'm going to have the first part that will hold the chart, and I can come here and add the chart here. So let me have this part where I have the chart. So I'm going to just comment that. So here we are going to have the div that holds the chart. So for this one, I'm going to just give styling. So for this one, I'm just going to give a flex one and line chart. So I'm going to make sure that I import the line chart. So let me just come here. Already I've prepared that. So this one is from MUI, and that means if you are not understanding this importation of line chart, you have not gone through the other videos, and you can just go back, check for those videos where we are discussing about these charts from Material UI, and then you can come back here. So I'm going to format this like that and save. So if I come back to my application, you can see now we have the line chart here. So the other part that we have been left with is this part here. So let's do that now. So we have now, after the chart here, we are going to have this product card. So I'm just going to call it product card. Let's just call it product card, like that. And I am going to comment. So let's have the product card here. And okay, so now for the product card here, this one will be a little bit complicated, but we are going to manage it. So we are going to have a div. So for this div, I'm going to give a styling. So first thing, I'm going to give a flex of 1, and also I'm going to give the background to be white, like that, and padding will be 5. Also, I'm going to give shadow to be shadow large, and also I'm going to give a rounded to be LG, like that. So that part, if I come back here to my, you can see this part here, that is what we have been styling, and you can see it here. So now the other thing is to make sure that we have other divs inside here. So these divs, we are going to have, for example, this first div here, the second div, the third div, and the fourth div here. So let's do that. So the first div, so here I'm going to have a styling for that div. So class name, and I'm going to give it to be display flex. I'm going to have items to be center, and also I'm going to give margin bottom of 5, like that. I'm going to give here I'm going to give an image. So, and then image I already had I want to first of all style this image so that it has a it is rounded. So I'm going to give a height of 20, width of 20, and also I need to say rounded full to make sure that it is circle. So rounded to be full, you can be able to see this one here, and I'm going to give a margin right of 5, like that. So I think now I need to just add the source of the image here, and already I'd already copied this URL from Pixel's website. So I'm going to paste it there, and if I save that and then format my code, I'm going to save that, and if I come back here, you can be able to see that we have this circular image here. So after that, we are going to have this other part where we have the text. So this is a span, and this one will be just a title of that image. So I'm going to copy this from here, copy that, and we are going to paste it here, and then let us give now the styling. So for this one, I'm going to give text will be just 2XL. I'm going to give also the font to be semi-bold, this one. So I think we can just come back here and see. Yeah, you can see that. So I need now to add these other divs here. So let's have another div, and this div, I think we are going to just give this div here. We can just have a div that wraps the other part, that is the bottom side. So space y and then 3. So now inside here, this will hold now the other divs. So for this one, let me just give it a class of display flex, and then we are going to have justify to be between, and now here we can have, for example, a span. So this one will be, let me just come here and make a styling. So this one will be font to be semi-bold. So you can see semi-bold here. And for example, this one will be ID, like that. And I'm going to have a span here. So for this span, it can hold like the ID. I can just add here the ID is that. So I'm going to copy this, and I can paste it twice, like that. So the other part is sales. So sales, like that. The number of sales for this product, we can give the number of sales for this product is 625. I'm going to also give, for example, if it is in stock. And I think this one I can just add yes or no. So I'm just going to just say yes, yes, like that. So if I format this and then come back here, you can be able to see now how great that looks like. So if I come back here, you can be able to see the same. So now we need to go to the third part, which is this down part here. So let's do that. So I'm going to come here. I want to track where I am. So this one, we are here. So we need to have the third part. So that part, like that. So I want to comment that part. So we are going to have this div. So now this one will be just the down part, or the last part. So we are going to give a class name of styling. So here I'm going to, for example, give a margin top of 5. I'm going to give a background white, and also I want to give a padding of 5. I want to give a shadow of LG like that, and then rounded, here will be just LG, like that. So after that, we can have the form. So the form here, and this form will hold the inputs and the labels. So this one, I want to give a styling for it. So first thing is flex will be column, and then also we are going to give, if there is a medium screen, then we can give the flex to be row, and you can give a gap of 5, like that. So, and then after that, we are going to have a like the first part here. So let's have this part. So for this one, you can give a class name, and first thing, I need to give it a flex of 1, and also I want to give a space of y, then 5. So I want to give this as the left side. So left as left. So I'm going to comment this like that. So inside here, we can have now the other part. So now, for example, we can have the this div here that holds the label. For this label, for example, this one is a product name, like that. And then we can have the input. So input will be here. So for this input, we can have a class name. So for this class name, I want to style. So I'm going to give the width to be full, padding will be 2. I'm going to give a border. So border here, and I want to give border a color. So border gray of 200, and also I want to give it to be rounded, like that. But this one, I want to give a styling variation of 300, like that. So if I come back to my project here, you can be able to see that we have this product name here, and also for the label, let me style it so that we can have a name here. So we can give, for example, the text, the styling to be block, display block. Also, I can give, for example, the margin bottom of 2, and also I want to give a font to be semi-bold like that. And when I save that, come back here, you can see that now the name has been bolded. So after that, I can now copy this and then paste it here. So for this one also, we can have the product description. So product description here. And I think this one, I don't know if it is a text area, so it's just an input. So for this one, we are going to display them here. So that's why you can see here I don't have this, because we are going to display actual information of that product. So don't worry. So we have the product original price. So product original price, I'm going to paste it here, I think so. Yeah, product original price, original price. And this one is original price, and this one is a number, is not a text. So this one is a number, and I'm going to also add here, like, let me see, also we have original price and also discounted price. After that, let me see, in stock, that is. So let me just come back here, and we have a discounted price, discounted price, and also we have the other part where we have in stock, but this one will be just select. So in stock here, we are going to have a select, and then after select here, we can have options. So option, we can have option 1, which is yes, and we have option 2, which is no. So option 1, yes, and then no here, like that. So if I save that and format, so if I come back and see how it looks like, yeah, you can see we have that. So I think for this one, I need to copy, like, for the input here, I want to copy that and paste it for the select. Let me add here class name, and then paste everything here. And if I come back, yeah, you can see now it's showing here. So now we need to add the other part, and that's where you see that this one will not be taking the full width here, because we are going to have another thing that will occupy here, which is this image here, and the button, and this icon here. So let's do that. So we have the other part. So let's have the right side. So this one is div. Let me track where we need to add that. So here we have the right side, right, like that. I'm going to comment that, and then here we can have a div. So for this one, let me add the class name, and for this one, I'm going to first of all give a flex. So let me just give a flex of 1, and also I need to give a flex, and then flex column. I need to give also items to be center, item center, and space y5, that is to give a space of vertically. So if I do that, I want you to notice something. So if I come back here, you can see that now this is not taking like the full width, and that's because we have added the other div on the right side. So now for this red side here, the first thing that you are going to have is you are going to have this div, and this div that will hold everything that is inside here. So let's have a styling. So for this one, I'm going to give display flex. Flex will be column, and also we are going to have items to be center, items center. Actually, it's item center, yeah, like that. And then inside here we can have the image. So I'm going to copy this image here because also the image looks the same. So copy, the styling is everything is just the same. So I'm going to paste it here, and after the image we are going to have the label. So for this label here, I'm just going to give a styling class name, and then we can give a cursor to be pointer, cursor pointer, like that. And then inside here we can have now, we can have the icon for upload, that, and this one should be from the React icons. So let me see if we can do the auto completion. So we cannot be able to do like the auto importation. So let me just come up here and import. So import that icon from React icons, you can see here, and FA, and here we can just have a far upload, like that. Yes, so then we need to style that. Yeah, we need to style this icon. So one thing that we are going to do is to make sure that it's big to Excel, and also it's gray color, and we are going to give a variation of gray color, and this one will be 700. So if I save that and format my code, because it is not organized. So if I do that, you can be able to see we have this, and I think if you check here, you can see actually this image is big. So let's add the size of the image also. So this one will be 40, and then 40 also. The other thing is I want to give, for example, the margin top of like 5. So if I save that, come back here, yeah, you can see we have now the image here. We have this part where we can click and upload. So, and then we have now the last part here, and the last part is, let me see, yeah, we have the button. So let's have the button here. So for the button, we are going to have a update button, and then let me style it. So class name, and then this one we are going to give a background of slate and a variation of slate, and then the text is white. And also I need to give padding y of 2 and padding x of 4. And then lastly I need to give rounded, like that. So if I save that and come back here, you can be able to see that also we don't have a space here. So I can just come up here and give for example, I think I can give of 5, margin bottom of 5. And if I come back here, you can see now how great it looks. So that is it. I don't want this video to be longer than this. I feel it's very long.